Hey, yo, Mina. It's Koei, and this is my husband,
Nick, hey,
and we're YouTube
YouTube
famous now. Available in 2021, the Vlogmas album. Today I made a couples relationships quiz because I couldn't find any good ones online. And I got a couple questions from my friends in the Vloggerino group to ask about our relationship and ins and outs of what we do. And my first question that I came up with was, how did we meet?
well, we met in Latin class.
In high school?
In high
At
school.
Tarpon Springs High School.
Yep. And you sat next to me in Latin class, and I had written a song, and produced it, did all the music for it, and everything for it. Got it on a CD with a friend of mine, and I needed somebody to do a duet with me because I had two parts for it. And I asked my friend Casey if she knew anybody who was a good singer, and Casey said Koei's a good singer, and Koei was in a regular Latin class, so I asked Koei to do a duet with me for an open mic that they had like every Thursday or something like that. And Koei was gracious enough to do the duet with me, and it was really fun, and I had a great time.
Aw. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We ended up not really talking much after that for quite some time.
Yeah.
We had like maybe 6 or 7 months.
Yeah, I was
Where we
very shy
didn't
and
really
awkward.
talk, 'cause-
Very shy and awkward.
Yeah, we didn't have any classes together, and we just saw each other passing in the halls. I was super busy with color guard. And so he one day decided to ask me out to prom. Why don't you tell that story?
Oh, okay. Well, the truth is that I had a boyfriend at the time, and he was being a real, like, knucklehead, to say it in PG terms. And I didn't want to go to the prom with him because he was just out of his brain at the time. But I still wanted to go to prom, and I wanted to have a good time. So I was thinking about like my friend's circle, and who I knew in my friend I felt like I would have a good time with. And pretty much the first person that I thought of was Koei because of the duet that we did. And I figured that I would at least have fun with Koei, going to the prom with them. So I asked Koei to the prom, and Koei said yes, and I was very surprised. I had like two other people on my list, and I was in my head, I was like, Koei's definitely gonna say no, so I should have at least one other person on my list to ask before I go alone. But Koei said yes, and I was like, whoa, what? Huh? You said no. You said, are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you even said that. You were like, wait, what? When I said,
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure I did.
I was like, yeah, I'll go.
I was not
he was like,
expecting it.
wait, what?
I was not expecting it at all.
It was funny.
Yeah.
Well, my reasoning was I was a sophomore at the time, and I wasn't allowed to go to the junior and senior prom, and he was a junior. So I wanted to go see all my friends from the color guard who were going to prom, and I was like, I definitely want to go, And so I was like, heck yeah, I want a free ticket to prom. I very, very selfishly thought that. And then I want to talk about our last slow dance at prom night.
Oh,
Yeah.
you mean like the moment we fell in love?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was super cute. It was like a fairy tale romance. It was adorable.
You know that magical feeling that everybody talks about, that magical click that you have between two people, that just feels like everything falls into place and everything feels right. And that happened to us.
Yeah.
Like when we were slow dancing.
It was the last song.
It was the last song.
I'm pretty sure it was like an Aerosmith song too.
I don't know. It was terrible. Whatever it was, I was totally tuning it out.
Yeah.
But it was. You asked me. You were like, "Oh, they said it. They announced the last slow dance. Do you want to dance with me?" And I was like, "Okay, sure."
Yeah.
And like maybe halfway through the song, I just decided to like put my head on his shoulder. And like when I put my head on his shoulder, I just took a deep breath, and it just felt like a puzzle piece clicked into place.
Yeah, it did.
It was really weird. It was crazy. Like after we were dancing together, we both like looked up at each other.
Yeah, and then I was like, I gotta go.
Yeah, well, we both figured out later on that we both wanted to say "I love you" to each other.
Yeah,
But we didn't want to say that because I was. He thought I was still getting over my ex-boyfriend of 6 months ago.
yeah, and Chloe thought that I was still with my ex, and I was just at prom because he couldn't go. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I was being respectful and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and it would have been weird if we were just like all of a sudden, "I love you."
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
I don't feel like it would have worked out well.
Yeah.
I think if I told you that I loved you in that moment, you would have been like, "That's weird."
Either that or like I would have been like, "I love you too." Or something. I
One
don't
or the
know.
other. It's a 50-50.
But we ended up going out later.
Yeah. Like
After-
the end of the week, we were talking on the phone and something, and you were like,
I was singing.
yeah, you were like, don't you
you-
wish your girlfriend was hot like me? And I
from
was
the
like,
Pussycat Dolls.
and then I was like, I wish I had a girlfriend that was hot like you. And then Ko was like, well, why don't you? And I was like, huh? And
I was
then
like,
Ko
I'm right here.
right here. And I was
I'm
like,
right
"Huh."
here.
That's how we started dating. And it's been way longer than 1 week. 16 years? We've been together for 16 years now? 17?
No, 16.
16, yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
almost 6. Next April will be 16.
Might as
We
well be
just-
16, right, guys?
Yeah, we just celebrated our 5-year anniversary last April,
Mhm.
April 28th, and
We got married on the 10-year anniversary of
Of
our
our-
first prom.
yeah, we wanted to commemorate the night that we fell in love. So
And also, I wanted to make it easy on myself so I didn't forget our anniversary. That's
I
a
forget
pro
it
gamer
sometimes.
move.
I forget it sometimes, though. Oh no! But oh my goodness, we've just been so happy together.
Mhm.
We pretty much never ever fight.
Yeah, I don't think we have had like a real like argument or anything like that. We definitely don't curse at each other.
No, never.
Yeah, never.
I don't think we ever raise our voices at each other either.
I think we've raised our voices at each other a couple times, but it was like
It was like when we were in a rush or something,
Or like-
and we had to do something
or
fast.
hangry.
Yeah.
we haven't eaten all day.
Yeah.
Blood sugar's real low.
Yeah, we never like lash out at each other though,
Yeah,
or take low blows.
yeah. No low blows.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. What? Megan had a question for us from the Vloggerina group.
Okay.
She says, "What do we love the most about each other?"
What do I love the most about you? I love your smile, and I love making you smile, and I love making you laugh. You're like the most cutest laugh.
Aw.
See, there it is. And I love seeing like how much you've grown over the years, and like being a spectator of it is great. And there's nothing about you that I don't love. What do you love most about me?
Okay.
That's the important question.
Okay. Oh gosh. Your undying sense of loyalty, your compassion, the fact that you'll drop everything that you're doing if I need attention.
Which you
Such
often do.
Yeah. I love cuddling.
Mhm.
He goes above and beyond for me, and he basically took care of me and held my hand throughout my entire transition, throughout all my depression, my anxiety. Like, most guys would have left by now. Most people, I think, seeing somebody in bed for a year and a half or 2 years,
Yeah,
you know.
it's a rough time.
Yeah, I don't think that most men would stay around, and I'm just so grateful to you. And I love you so very much.
I love
Okay, okay.
Stop being
Get
so
all
gushy
schmoozy. Okay. How did our poly relationship start? So we're in a open slash poly kind of style relationship,
sort of, yeah.
which
Poly
means
relationship.
that we have sex with other people outside of marriage.
Relationships with other people, yeah.
Yeah, mostly we have
Like
relationships,
dating.
so I would say that we're poly.
Yeah, like dating other
We don't
people.
do random
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. How did that start with the conversation? So, Koei knew when they started dating me that I identified as gay. I had a boyfriend when I went to prom. I was still dating that guy, but we were just like, it was not sustainable with me and him. And I knew it wasn't sustainable. I just didn't have like the stomach to tell him before prom. So instead, I just told him that I wasn't going to go, and instead I went with Koei. But Koei knew that I identified as gay when we started dating, and I feel like I'm coming out to the world.
I think this is Nick's first coming out video, technically.
Guys.
This is the most open we've been about our relationship with anybody.
Yep.
Even with our parents, probably.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
If my mom and dad are watching, hi.
Sup?
Welcome.
How's it going,
This
Pops?
is my life currently. Surprise. I'm not a good Christian anymore. Whoopsie.
But anyways, how did it start? You knew I was gay when we started our relationship, and like maybe I don't know 7 or 8 years into our relationship.
3.
But it wasn't.
No, it
was way longer than that. It must have been like 6 or 7 years into our relationship.
It was before I moved out from my parents' house. So that was 2019. No, 2011. 2010 I moved out.
Yeah, definitely not 2019.
2011.
Yeah.
I moved out, I think. 2010.
Yeah, so that's six or 7 years after our relationship started.
Okay.
I had a crush on a guy, and I told Koei that I had a crush on a guy. And Koei did not take it well at first. And
I don't think anybody would. I was kind of like, what? Does this... so many things are running through my mind. I didn't react right away. I was just like shocked a bit, and I was just processing so many things. I was like, does that mean he doesn't love me? Does that mean that I'm gonna be second best? Does that mean that does that mean that our relationship dynamic is falling apart? Is he not getting enough from me?
Yeah.
Does he not feel satisfied with me and stuff like that? You know, like a lot of doubt was going through my mind.
Yeah. So we had a conversation about that, and Koei is always going to be my number one forever. And that's never going to change, and there's no questions about that. And you're definitely enough. I think a lot of people feel like if like conversations like this come up and then one of the person is like, oh, am I not enough for you? Or does this mean you don't love me anymore? Or something like that. No, I love you. With like all of my heart and soul.
Yeah. And we have this rule where Like, because we're soulmates, like, I always come first, or
course.
like he always comes 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if we have
Like,
a situation
yeah.
with a partner or something, we're over at a partner's house, like, and either of us needs each other, then we come home right away.
Yeah.
There's no debate or anything like that.
Yeah, there's not a hierarchy at all. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's not like Koei's the king and you're the prince. No, Koei is the only one.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know? But yeah, there was a conversation about that and about how Koei is number one and what would it mean if we did have a poly relationship and what rules we would set and what boundaries we would have and
I think we didn't really talk about that till
much
later.
It was a couple of conversations. It wasn't all in
Yeah.
one conversation.
Yeah.
And the first conversation was just me setting your mind at ease that I still loved you, that you were enough, and that
That it was
you
okay.
are always going to be my number one.
Yeah.
Now looking back, like, I realized that I wasn't really gay. Like, in high school, I feel like I was more like pansexual because I didn't really view you as like a gender.
Right.
Throughout high school, I didn't really view anybody as a gender.
Uh-huh.
If I was attracted to you, I was attracted to you, and there were probably multiple levels to that
Yeah.
for any person that I
Yeah.
was attracted to.
Yeah.
But for you, I was attracted to you like on every level.
Oh.
But yeah, it's just a conversation we had, and eventually we had enough conversations where it was like, okay, yeah, let's give this a shot. And because I'm a very communication centric and honesty centric person, I feel like that's why it has been so successful.
Mm-hmm.
It's because I at no point ever in our relationship did I ever try to hide anything for you.
Nope.
And I
we're
never have any
totally-
intentions of it either.
Nope. And we're totally open about any feelings that we have. You have to have that first.
Yeah.
In a relationship, you can't dive into a poly relationship if you don't have good communication, because something's gonna go under the rug and you're gonna end up accidentally cheating or something. Like if he didn't tell me that he was gonna go see a partner or something, that would be a big no. Of course,
it would be dishonest of me, and I'm not a dishonest person.
Yeah. We try to be honest and kind people to each other and other people.
Yeah.
So, we kind of live by the code of respect and stuff,
Yeah. Mad respect.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to be able to express your feelings in appropriate ways with appropriate people.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's healthy to I guess like push your emotions down regardless of what those emotions are.
Yeah.
Whether it's sadness or happiness or anger or love or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Could lead to nasty situations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. What do we look forward? Well, actually, we'll hold off for that one for the last one. We'll do the next question that was from Gemma. Hey, Gemma, how's it going? Gemma wants to know, did we need to go through couples counseling to get through my transition?
No.
Like
I said before,
I was actually not in counseling at all, which is not good to do. Don't do that. But I was not currently in counseling because my health insurance didn't cover very good doctors. We had basically a Dr. Mill nearby that would accept our insurance, and it was terrible.
It was not good.
As soon as I lost the only good therapist that I had there, I just decided not to go back.
Yeah, they had wasn't worth it. They had like a different therapist like every other week because they kept firing the therapists.
Yeah. So I'm glad I'm
going
back to
Didn't like it. It was very uncomfortable with you there.
Yeah. And I'm glad I went back to my good therapist from 2017.
He's fantastic.
Yeah. So, yeah, we didn't need to go through counseling. I think Nick joked that, he was like, "Oh, I always knew I was gay." Like he made that joke, and that like
Oh, that I always knew that you were gay?
no, you always knew you were gay.
Yeah.
Yeah. From the beginning. So, like, you were gay before we met, and then once we started dating, you were still gay, essentially.
Yeah. I was like, it's
because
all
I'm a
coming
man.
around now.
Because I'm still a man.
I'm still a gold star.
And he said that I was built like a linebacker in high school. So, I mean, there wasn't. Also, when I transitioned, there was a lot of internal conflict going on for me about my gender and like how I should look and how I should present and finding out who I was. But as soon as I started finding out who I was and what I was comfortable with, the more happy I became, the closer we became.
Yeah.
As a couple.
Yeah.
Like, Nick has been so much more happy around me just because I'm happier with myself.
Yeah, because I love seeing you happy. It's my favorite thing.
Yeah. And he, like, we've been really, I don't know, like...
Yeah, I mean, for me, I can empathize with other people and why other people would need to go through couples counseling or something like that.
Well,
I can empathize with that.
Yeah, here's your second question was, what advice would you give to those people who are going through the transition process with their significant other?
Yeah, I mean, if you need couples counseling together, then absolutely you should get couples counseling. But I just feel like I never really viewed you as a gender one way or another. So I wasn't attached to your gender.
Yeah.
And I feel like with like I'll put it this way. I feel like with the average relationship, a person gets attached just as much to the person as they get attached to the person's gender. And you spend 6 years with a person and their gender A, and then now they're transitioning into gender B, and it's a transition for them, but it's also a transition for you, mentally and emotionally, because now you're transitioning from loving this person as gender A, and they're still the same person on the inside that you've always loved, but their gender is changing. So I think with me it was easier because I wasn't attached to that. I wasn't attached to Koei's gender. I was just attached to Koei as a person, and whatever that manifested as is what I'm in love with.
Yeah. I feel like if you are truly in love with your significant other and you go through transition, they should try to work it out. I mean, if you're, soulmates and whatnot, and you feel like you're meant to be together for life, then I feel like, maybe that they should be having. I know they're going to have some internal conflict too.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna be like, "Oh my God, am I gay or am I straight or am I, what am I now?"
Yeah.
Like I know that question does come up. So if you're in like a straight relationship and then your partner transitions or something, then it might impact your relationship to some extent. Hopefully for the better, because you will become happier being your true self.
Yeah,
and they should see that happiness and they should support that happiness.
Yeah.
And if they don't, then maybe they weren't the right one for you.
Ultimately, like, from my perspective, looking at Koei, there's been no real changes in like your likes and your dislikes and the things that make you happy and the things that make you sad, and even like the food that you like to eat, the movies that you like to watch, the music that you like to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing has changed. The only thing that's really changed is that you're a lot happier, and you look like a man.
Yeah,
you know,
and I want to be
and you're
regarded
happier.
with he, him pronouns.
That's the only real difference from my perspective and from my observations. You're still the same person, and I was never attached to your gender in the first place. I was always attached to like who you were as a person. And the happier you get, the happier I am.
Yeah. We just really both want each other to be happy in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all we want. Okay, last question. What do we look forward to doing together in the future?
Well,
know we want to buy a house.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be taking a trip up to Colorado to see how we like the weather. We are natural born Floridians, so we're not sure how we can handle the cold.
Koei's a natural born Floridian. I lived many years in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So I have an inkling of what winter is like.
He doesn't really like the snow.
I don't.
You also lived.
No.
You lived through a blizzard.
Don't misunderstand. I don't mind the snow. I hate the snow in the mountains when they're combined. Okay, snow plus mountains equals there. Don't do it.
Right. Right.
But Colorado's relatively flat. It's got mountainous regions in it, but where we're going to be looking at is relatively flat. So I feel a lot more confident, more comfortable with that.
Yeah.
And I really am looking forward to that trip. I really am looking forward to going to Colorado with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would love to have a house because I would love to have more space and not have neighbors jumping on the ceiling and pounding on the walls all the time.
Yeah, that'd be convenient.
It'd be very convenient. Yeah.
Yeah. We. What else do we want to do? We want. Well, I
What are your aspirations? What do you want?
I want a pet chicken.
Okay. We want two.
Okay.
Koei is going to have a pet chicken, and his chicken is going to be named Nugget. McNugget. I'm going to have a pet chicken of my own, and his name is going to be called Cluck Norris. Okay?
Cluck Norris and McNugget. They'll be the dream team duo.
That's right.
Chickens. Yeah. What else? I want to make more money by potentially getting into voice acting.
Koei's really good at doing voices.
But so are you. We just started a D&D campaign, so that's been
that's
fun.
really fun. I ran a D&D campaign for Koei's first ever game. It was so great.
Yeah.
Koei's playing a changeling wizard.
I'm a changeling wizard.
You're a wizard, Harry.
And their name is Janae, but it's spelt Janet.
I don't know why that's so great to me.
I don't know why I made that specification.
So great. So fun.
Alright, guys. I hope you had fun talking with us and listening to about our silly stories. And I hope to see you guys soon. Happy Vlogmas. See ya. Bye.